I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right before I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
Oh, I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby! I was up all night!
And I'm for life.
Happy New Year's, guys. It's For Life Podcast. I'm Bosch. This is...
Cheyenne here.
hope everybody had a nice and safe New Year and got plenty of drinks in.
What did you do for New Year's?
Took it easy. I spent it with my family. How about you, Cheyenne?
I partied with a French dude.
French dude?
French dude. Partied with a bunch of strangers, including an 80-year-old French man wearing a tuxedo who started dancing and twirling his blazer around. So I saw me in 4 years.
So you say he was dancing. Now, I have one question for you.
Yeah.
Did he do the French tickler?
No, he did
Rene
not.
Dupree?
No, he did not. And I did it, and he actually loved it. He obviously was not a mark.
I actually met Rene Dupree at a diner in Midtown a few years back.
And he wasn't as big as he is now, because now he's huge, right?
Yeah,
he's
he was
got
with,
the big-ass
what's his
tattoos.
name? The Asian dude that he was with? Kenzo?
Oh,
Suzuki?
Kenzo?
Yeah.
Wow, whatever happened to that guy?
No idea.
I don't think he wrestles anymore either. And how about Kyoto, the French chick?
The French
Like
chick?
Kyoki? I know, not
No,
French.
yeah,
the
he
geisha.
was
The
with her, he was with her
geisha.
as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was it, like Kyoki or something?
Some shit like that.
Yeah. The original, that's like the female version of whoever Tensai. It's Kato? No, that's a fucking Green Hornet. Anyway, I went on for too long. All right, lots of stuff going on. Happy New Year, guys. What a week. It has been certainly not a loss for words for the professional wrestling world. I say we go with the This Week in Television, I guess.
Okay.
Raw. I finally got a chance to catch it. You do the first half since that's what I missed. We opened up. What was the opening? The Regime.
No, it was actually...
it was Punk with the Shield.
Yes, Punk came out to wish everybody a Happy New Year. The Shield came out. He tried to stir up more dissension between the Shield members, trying to pretty much saying, I want to fight the best member of the Shield. Dean Ambrose wanted to fight him. He said, look, I beat you a dozen times. I want to fight Roman Reigns. He's the best. And Rollins stepped in and said, no, I'm going to face you. I'm the best. They had a pretty decent match. I guess maybe it didn't reach everybody's expectations considering the background that the two have. I mean, I always wanted to see them wrestle. I thought it could have been a better match. Even Punk seemed to have been disappointed with the match.
Yeah, Punk took to Twitter and mentioned that the match sucked. I think the segment went on for too long, from what I'm gathering. I feel like I think the segment might have gone a little over, and I think that cut into the match time. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure when we'll see them again, but I'm sure with a little bit more time allotted and a little bit less between the lines, because that's still just built towards Roman Reigns emerging. I'm sure we'll get the match that we've all been waiting for, because Tyler Black and Punk, that's money in any arena.
Definitely. And I know watching the Punk Blu-ray, Tyler Black did go to train at the Ring of Honor school. Didn't have enough money when Punk was teaching, but eventually did go and has made it as far as he has. So
which is fantastic, cool. Considering
Yeah.
he's not a homebred talent. He's from Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Hey, tryouts," and he went and he did it, and God bless him.
Definitely. Also, there was this guy returned on Monday.
This guy, this got a name. What's the guy who used to... Brock Lesnar came back on Raw. I believe that's the guy's name, if I'm pronouncing it right. Brock Lesnar came back on Raw. I thought the entire setup was really interesting. Of course, a couple days prior, it had leaked that Brock Lesnar was going to return, thanks to a segment from SmackDown. Who was going to come out and get beat up? That was already leaked as well. I thought it was cool that Triple H introduced it, that Triple H didn't stay in the ring and say, yeah, despite my past, I brought Brock Lesnar back. No. He left the ring. Heyman did what he does best, put Brock Lesnar on that unstoppable pedestal machine. Even though Brock fumbled a bit, which actually I know a lot of people were criticizing him for during his speaking.
Oh, definitely.
When was the last time you saw Brock cut a promo. Even when he used to cut promos, I always thought his promos were okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, he hadn't talked in a while, so that didn't bug me at all. I know the live crowd was trying to hammer him, and they just forgot about it instantly.
I think physically he makes up for it when he spears Henry through the barricade. Or
that was something. And then just the way he rolled out of it with the scream of death, I'll label it as that. And just hitting Henry with the F5.
Yeah.
You know, and then Paul Heyman just kind of evolves so much every time he's with a different wrestler, especially Brock, you know, because he was just saying, enough, you know, almost like he's got to, like he's his trainer. He said, well, somebody had to be made an example of, and it was Mark Henry. And I agree with that. So I thought that segment came off fantastic.
I thought it was a cool segment, despite the interesting sounds coming out of Brock Lesnar.
The roar of a lion.
I don't know what lion sounds like that, Cheyenne.
The Disney one.
I don't even think I can imitate that sound right now.
I know I'm not. Well, we'll play it during the break if we find it, but I'm not imitating no asthma-infected lion. No offense to Brock, he's one of my favorites of all time, but I'm not going to go that way.
Another interesting segment on Raw was the closing angle to Raw. After Daniel Bryan went through the two members of the Wyatt family, he was to take on Bray Wyatt, and
that turned into a thing. I thought he had great matches with each individual guy. I feel like Eric Rowan
sucks.
I can't say that he sucks. Maybe that's why he's not in the ring that often.
Yeah.
You know, but he's so big.
Well, also Luke Harper is also like from the Indies as well.
Yeah, Luke Harper's had a career. I used to watch him in CCW. CCW, that's me.
He was also
CCW.
He was also in Ring of Honor as well.
Was he?
He was with the Age of the Fall.
Oh, yes.
The same
Okay.
group that Tyler Black was in.
Yes.
When they kicked Necro Butcher out, they brought him as the big guy of the group.
Okay.
So
I mean, his in-ring work is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's playing that character well. He looks like the damn character, always has. Speaking of which, Necro Butcher would have been great for that angle, too, as one of the side guys. But he's so known on the indies that I think he would have overshadowed them.
Definitely.
Another good worker that doesn't get enough credit. Question for you. Do you think Bray Wyatt's still injured?
I don't know. I mean, they haven't really done much with him physically.
Do you think that's why? Because I just don't understand. I guess I'm being worked on. Like, I can't tell if he's still injured. I can't tell if this is a build-up for him to have an epic match. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it kind of works out in his favor that his character is like a cult leader, so he can have Harper and Rowan do all his dirty work for him.
But that only gets you so far. At some point, you do have to get into
maybe
ring.
now they're delaying this by having Bryan join them to avoid having them have a match for a while, for the time being.
I mean, you know, I just feel like, you know, we're not going to get that match at the Rumble. So, you know, how do you have that great blow-off between Wyatt and Bryan at the Chamber when that, you know, that whole event is overshadowed by the Chamber match? Especially
same thing with the Rumble. It's overshadowed by the Rumble.
Especially considering the fact that you don't know who's going to be in the Chamber. You don't know if the Chamber is going to be a number one contenders match. You don't know if the Chamber is going to be a title match. You don't know.
How could it be a number one contender match if the Rumble's a number one contender match?
I feel like we shouldn't rule that out.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we shouldn't rule that out because you don't know what nonsense WWE is going to come up with.
Oh, look at that year, 2008.
When Cena cashed in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And it was a triple threat.
And then you go to say to yourself, so it's not going to have a Rumble. It's not going to happen in a Chamber. Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania.
I mean, we know that's not going to happen because he's going to main event with John Cena.
Or Taker.
Or Hogan.
Or Hogan. He'll protect him. He will protect him. But I enjoyed Raw's broadcast this week.
Yeah, I thought Raw was pretty. It was the first good Raw in like a few weeks, in a while. I mean, I know that Slammy's had that good closing segment, but this was the first good overall.
Yeah, and you didn't, and like you mentioned while we were having my romantic lunch, it didn't feel like Orton and Cena were missing.
Yeah.
You know, it just felt like a decent Raw show. It was a nice show, top to bottom. I even enjoyed the Diva segment.
Did you catch that little video montage of Randy Orton's career?
Yes, I did actually.
I found it interesting.
Yeah, I did.
I found it interesting that his match with Undertaker began at Mania and ended at SummerSlam when he pinned him.
Like, that's not how I remember it going.
Or you thought I was going to mention his title win?
Don't say it. Don't, and if you do say
his
it,
title win
against
Cena.
Wild Pegasus. Oh, okay.
Or Triple H.
Or Triple H.
One of those title wins.
One of those title wins. That's it. Speaking of that, that kind of ties into something I just should bring up real quick. And actually, I like SmackDown this week.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown this week was pretty interesting. The little bit that I did see, Big E looking very, very vengeful. Mark Henry left all the show. Limited involvement with the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Cena wasn't on this week, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they also wanted to leave the Wyatt family out. Just maybe they didn't want it to leak that Bryan was going to join the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Since this SmackDown was filmed before Raw.
That's
right.
right.
Wyatts fight
That's right.
The Rhodes brothers.
Yeah, you're right. And
so they probably wanted to keep Bray off.
And the Rhodes won. The Rhodes won. I heard that was a match of the night. That's the only thing I missed, actually.
Okay.
But Cena wasn't on. I don't think he was. Orton obviously wasn't on either. TV conference, Las Vegas, next week. Big rumor is the network.
I hope so.
I mean, all those stars, including Steve Austin's first WWE-related appearance, and I don't even remember when. That's going to be interesting.
The SummerSlam, the one with the video game.
Oh yeah, he did the WrestleMania Symposium.
Uh-huh.
But so the first one since August for Austin, and Monday, Old School Raw, the first appearance since then for the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who seems to be the top legend that everybody's looking forward to. That WWE is promoting seeing.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple legends that the IWC, myself, and even you are upset that are not going to be there, including, of course, Jake Snake Roberts.
Definitely. I mean, DDP is scheduled to be there.
Yeah, I read a comment, of course, on the IWC. I do look out for you people. Well, what if DDP brings Jake and they won't use him? I just feel like I wouldn't put it past DDP to bring Jake, but I don't see him bringing Jake just because that's not what was asked of him. Because DDP's a stand-up guy, so I don't know. I mean, Roberts should be on that show. I think because there's no plans yet in stone with Hogan is why we won't see him. Would I rule him out as a surprise? No, but I don't think it's likely.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty crazy that
JR
JR's not going to be there.
Flair, that's already two big names right there.
Yeah, Piper, Flair, and Page are the three biggest ones.
Yeah, I think this is Piper's. When was the last time Piper was in WWE?
Last year's Raw 1000.
Which one? Raw 1000?
Raw 1000 is when I remember him being there.
With the...
He was in a backstage segment with R-Truth and Little Jimmy, and then he came out with all the legends after Heath Slater got put down.
Okay. I know he did that Piper's Pit with AJ and Danny O'Brien.
I think that was going into the wedding, though. I don't think
and
that
the wedding was Raw 1000.
Yeah. Yeah, that was going... I think that was going into the wedding.
Okay.
That was going into the wedding. That wasn't post. You know what surprised me for Raw? No Brett.
I mean, he was just on not too long ago. With
No Brett, no Bruno.
No Foley.
Oh, yeah. That's actually another name that I missed. No Brett, no Bruno, no Foley. And those are guys that they always go to.
Backlund's advertised.
Backlund's on it. And I don't know what he's going to do.
So is Rikishi and Scotty Too Hotty, Money Inc.
We talked about a couple things for all those guys.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. Say your tag match idea for
I thought they could
Too Cool.
maybe have an 8-man tag with the Usos and Too Cool against maybe the Real Americans and Red Axel or another heel team, whatever.
No, that's cool too. I mean, that's definitely a great idea. It's going to be interesting to see what Piper does if there's a pit. I mean,
with a 3-hour Raw, they could throw a pit in there.
But
maybe
you know
him
what?
And Flair on the pit.
Him and Flair on the pit would be cool. But what does that turn into? Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, they did a Cena Orton pit a while back during the Nexus angle for the first Old School Raw. So I mean, there's tons of stuff they could do with all of those guys.
Orton was a baby. That was with the Nexus.
Yeah, it was all of them.
That was a really good.
That was a good
Piper's
pit.
Then that made me want to see the pay-per-view.
Yeah, and that was a good pay-per-view actually.
Yeah.
That Survivor Series of that year. I just had it. I missed it. And then also for Old School, no JR coming out doing a match.
I thought that was especially because they are bringing Flair back. I don't know. I just everything surrounding that whole situation is a little.
I mean,
fishy.
we really don't know why it was, even though I know JR did a blog this week saying the catching point is Flair coming back to Raw. I haven't seen Flair since August, but that's a different story altogether.
Yeah.
Then he said, "Would you ever want to talk about why you and WWE parted ways?" And he said, maybe someday, but it's out there, it's known, it's cool. So now it's like.
Well, I think JR
is it true?
Pretty professional about it and not talking too much shit or.
Yeah, JR's blogs have been the same for the most part. I know a lot of people like to think that JR is like really, really snarky and stuff, which I
Yeah.
kind of do see, because some of his blogs do come off the wrong way, but I feel like sometimes wrestling fans, like many things, are too critical with them. You know, the wrestling fan always has all the answers. That's just, that's, I mean, RVD even said that, so.
Yeah.
If we had all the answers, we'd all be employed, don't you think?
Oh, definitely. Do you think with Wyatt being so against the Machine and the Man and all this stuff, do you see an interaction with him and
Absolutely. IRS and Bray Wyatt.
IRS?
I mean, come on. Dad and son?
That's
Come on. That'd be amazing. You know what I was saying about Mae Young not being there? Because she's, you know...
unfortunately, well, she's in the hospital.
but she's doing good. She's doing good. But,
Wish her well.
Please wish her well. And also, you know, no Haku.
Oh, how cute.
I'm upset about that. No Haku.
When was the last time they used him?
Let's say Rumble 01.
Rumble, that was a surprise. That was a genuine...
And he got a good pop, I'll say.
He got a pop out of me. Because I was watching, I was like, holy shit, that's Meg.
Do you want to know what happened? How dare you? It's Haku. Do you want to know what I didn't like?
Well, at that time, it was...
What I didn't like
he
about
was
that
Ming
Rumble?
the week before that on Nitro.
You know what I didn't like about that Rumble?
Which
I'm going to
one?
tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says, but JR knew everybody that was coming out, and he was saying people's names before they came out. For almost every... Watch it again. You'll catch it.
Okay.
Watch it again. You'll catch it. It's on demand. Enjoy the last month of on demand, because this network better be happening. They even got now, right before the video packages, Mean Gene letting you know that on demand ends on January 31st. We thank the subscriber. They don't say anything about the network, but they let you know, hey, this is over. Enjoy it. Yeah, there's quite a few Rumbles on there this month, too. Going into the Rumble now, I mean, I think it's still early to talk any shit. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, it's pretty much... I mean, I know a lot of people wanted Punk to win, but it seems pretty set in stone that he's going to face Triple H. It doesn't mean that he can't win the Rumble, but I just see, like... I don't see that being for the title.
I was just looking forward to, because I know they even considered it, you know, Punk and Bryan, you know, closing Mania. You know...
I doubt that'll happen.
And, you know, it was rumored for ages...
I just feel like now with a lot of... There's just so many guys being thrown in, like Brock, Taker, Batista, Cena, Orton. Like,
there's so many stars now.
Now Bryan and Punk.
Now it's not the same 5 guys. Now there's so many guys.
And it kind of pushes Punk and Bryan a little lower now that like Batista and Brock and all these guys are coming back. So it's going to be interesting to see like which way it leads. I know like all week like there's just been so many rumors of
which we're going to get into with the dirt.
And...
We're going to get into with the dirt segment. What's your opener and your close for Old School Brawl?
My opening and my close?
Yeah, what's your...
As of now, the only thing scheduled is Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
Yeah. That ain't closing.
No, I don't see that.
That better be 9 o'clock.
As far as the opening, I'm not sure. I can see maybe if they do like a Piper's Pit with like a purpose, or I mean I don't know what the Piper's Pit would be for. Would be.
I'm gonna say Piper's Pit for a close, and I'm gonna say for an opener.
Unless he has like the Doherty on the pit or like Hunter and.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Steph.
say for an opener, Mean Gene interview segment like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna be cool to see what match closes. It'd be cool to see what match closes that too, because last year we got Punk getting the #1 contender seat with Taker.
Yeah.
And which is another thing. It'd be interesting to see if Taker shows up or not, because like I said.
I think it's a bit too early for Taker.
It is, but I wouldn't put it past him.
I mean, unless they want to, and I doubt they're gonna throw him in the Rumble. Like right now, the focus is the Rumble. They usually bring him back like after Chamber.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's not gonna be in the Rumble. That's a fair assumption. That's a fair assumption. Be cool if he was.
Yeah.
Just to have him. I don't think it'll be something to build a feud with.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the thing with that is, you know, he'll be the Final Four, and you know,
especially like what's gonna happen with Brock. Like he pretty much came out and said, I'm not gonna be in the Rumble. I'm not gonna wait in line for a title shot. Whoever's the champion, I'm gonna fight them.
That's another thing. Like, so
is
the
that
next
gonna happen
guy in
at
line
Chamber?
at Chamber is Brock versus the champion. In theory, what's the Chamber? You know, like
yeah,
there's
if that's
so
gonna
many
be,
questions.
If that's gonna be the title match at the Chamber. I mean, that hasn't been confirmed.
And then, you know, the rumor about...
It was more like hey, I'm going to take this title shot, but nobody, like Triple H never confirmed it. It's never been...
Well, in theory, if that's at the next pay-per-view, that doesn't have to happen. That won't get talked about again until after Rumble.
Yeah.
You know, Lesnar's going to be there for Old School to build against whoever he's wrestling at Rumble. I'm sure the very next night after Rumble, when the winner opens, there'll be something with Brock, or maybe just Brock and the champion. Like, hey, before you get to Mania, you got to go through me. Clearly, Brock is going to be in there from January all the way to April, which I think is pretty cool. Not on as many Raws, I think, even though he should be on all the Raws from now to then, even if he's not wrestling. But it's going to be interesting. The road to WrestleMania hasn't even started yet, as far as I'm concerned.
But there's already so many rumors running around. It's interesting.
You know, to me, after the Rumbles when it starts, but for the last couple of years, it's been starting earlier. But to me, ain't nothing going down yet.
All right.
Nothing is going down yet. So we're going to see what happens. When we come back, guys, it's time to throw dirt at each other. Lots of nonsense this week in the wrestling world. We're going to kick things off with the story, the rise and fall of TNA. AJ Styles and Double J news, amongst many other things, when we come back. Dirt time.
But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say?
And we're back. So what does the Brock say, Cheyenne?
I don't know. That was terrible. Imagine having a toy like that, the Fox says, and then does the Brock Lesnar noise. All right, I'm going to throw some dirt at everybody.
Let's keep it clean.
AJ Styles had his first Ring of Honor show, was last night, right?
Yes, last night.
And he took on Roderick Strong. Rumors are running around that Roderick Strong wasn't looking so hot after the show. I had a buddy of mine that was either there or knew somebody that was there. But anyway, it was one of those things where you knew he was in pain, but he wasn't showing it anywhere but his face. Otherwise, I heard the match. The show itself was fantastic. I think this is a great opportunity for Ring of Honor. If it gets uploaded onto social media, IPPV, and on anything on your...
I don't think it's an iPay-per-view.
No, Ring of Honor uses regular pay-per-view, right? Not IPPV, right?
No, they use iPay-per-view. I don't think this is like an iPay-per-view show, though.
Oh, so then you can probably just buy the taping.
Buy the DVD.
Yeah. And then...
what is it, a TV taping or just
a
house show?
I'm not sure. I think it was a house show if it was a Saturday. If it's on PSN, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. I know when I was going consistently, it was like you had to buy the DVD.
Yeah, but come on, how long ago was that? Social streaming or whatever that would be called was nothing like it is now. We can catch everything. I heard the match was great. I heard the show was great. So there's a big opportunity for Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And I hope they capitalize on it. Double J, his first effective day off from TNA Wrestling, he resigns tomorrow. So his last day is January 6th. So Tuesday he's a free agent.
Yeah.
And apparently it's already out there that he'll be taking independent bookings.
Whoa.
Following him and Karen. So I guess Karen will still manage.
So is he not going to be working with AAA anymore?
I don't know. You know, his work with Triple H was TNA based. It was through Rocket King. If he's a free agent, I don't see why. I
know Conan's been talking a while about AAA coming to the States.
Yeah. Which would be great for them.
El Rey Network.
Yeah.
And based out of Cali, but...
Yeah, still, nationwide.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
you gotta break that comfort zone.
If I ever caught it on Galavision...
I always watch it.
Yeah,
always watch it whenever I catch it. AAA, CMLL, I always catch all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting to see where things go. I don't expect a Double J WWE return anytime soon. I don't expect it in time for WrestleMania 30. It would be cool, but I'm not holding my breath on it. For those of you who remember Tough Enough, the original Tough Enough...
Which season?
The first one. Okay. The first three that were on MTV.
Okay.
John Big Rubrick, the big guy.
Yeah, I remember him.
He is the guy running TNA nowadays, I hear.
Oh.
And the triangle is pretty much him, Dixie Carter, and Panda Energy, which is where, that's the ATM.
Mm-hmm.
So he's apparently running things in TNA. And I know Bob Ryder, who used to be the booker, and...
he was in the Jeff Jarrett documentary.
He used to be a big guy in WCW.
Okay.
He used to be one of the main guys in WCW.
I actually caught it this week.
Yeah.
He told me about it.
Yeah, he used to be one of the main guys back in WCW. He's got a lot of He's got a lot of power there. I think he's in charge of talent relations now with Bruce Pritchard being gone.
Mm-hmm.
But John Big Rubrick is apparently running the show over there. One thing I want to talk to you about. What's with these TNA guys saying they want to go to WWE? That's such horseshit.
Which guys?
I know Daniels, AJ Styles, they're the two religious ones. Like, you know, I don't know if the opportunity came. Blah blah blah. That's horseshit. I don't know. Like, how can you not want to at least go?
Mm-hmm.
If you're, some people, they have a right to be worried.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. I don't know. I just feel like that's, for you to just say that is a lie.
Yeah.
Even Jay Lethal said it. Like, anybody from my generation of being a wrestling fan, that's the main goal. If you say you don't want to work there, you're a liar.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
So, you know, I don't...
If the opportunity is there, you take it.
This is going to sound really wrong, but there are some guys that I feel like wouldn't just look good there, which is kind of wrong.
Unfortunately, it's true, though, as good as they are, you know.
Like, I don't see Kazarian,
He was there for a short while.
but I don't see him working there, honestly.
Like, but he was mostly, like, on Velocity.
That doesn't count.
I mean, I saw him wrestle a few times on Velocity. He
That
just
doesn't
never made it up to
That
SmackDown.
doesn't count. I saw when he got beat by Kennedy in one of Kennedy's first matches. That doesn't count.
I remember following Kennedy and Velocity. Like,
Yeah, Kennedy was the man on Velocity. I remember telling Teddy, like, you need to watch him wrestle. Like, he's going to be the world champion in 3 years. And what happened 3 years later?
nothing.
Fucked it up. No, that 3 years later
Yeah.
was the thing after the McMahon angle when they had to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
When they had to put him on the suspension list.
Yeah.
So, that's what I got for talking shit. But I see AJ being there. Will they use him right? I honestly don't know. Everybody says they'll bury him. That's an unfair assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I see Daniels being there. I see the Bad Company tag team being fine.
Oh yeah, it's the team, definitely. I mean, it all depends on whether you can get over or not. Like, I know nobody expected Punk or Bryan to get
Some
over.
of those guys are guaranteed to get over, though, from TNA.
Mm-hmm.
TNA is guaranteed to get over no matter who you are because you come from TNA.
Yeah, so no matter how many times did they, with Bryan, when he first came in, oh, this guy's a nerd, he's an internet darling, and all
Right.
this shit. But look at him now, 4 years later.
But those are harder struggles because those are indie guys.
Yeah.
Those are indie guys. When you come from Ring of Honor, you still, unfortunately, are labeled as an indie guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to mention Ring of Honor. They're not going to mention TNA. You know, like I told you.
Speaking of indie guys, I guess it's apparent that Triple H will not be signing the American Wolves.
Oh, yeah, that broke my heart. I mean, did you hear the story, though?
Yeah.
Like, why it happened?
Like,
Tell them why.
well, I know that one of the stories is, like, I guess they blew a spot in the match with the Ascension.
Right, and then they kept going.
Yeah.
But let's change. Well, hold on, though. The spot wasn't just blown. Somebody else got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then they told him to go home.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept going about another solid 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. It wasn't, the match was not that long.
I mean, I know they went for both TV tapings. They lost the first one, and I think it happened at the second one.
I only saw one match, the one with the Ascension.
Yeah, they're on 2 TV tapings. I don't know if the second one's going to air or not, but they are on 2 TV tapings. And I think it happened at the second one.
Yeah.
But that's the story. Spot got blown. Someone else got hurt. Triple H said through the headset, go home. And other things went down. So, in a way, it kind of is what's coming to him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But it's unfortunate because the tag division...
I mean, I feel like there's been so much pressure. I guess a lot of people have been putting pressure on Hunter to sign them. And maybe he was looking for a reason to not sign them.
Remember when they almost signed Beer Money? And Beer Money said no?
Really?
They were. Well, I don't know if they ever had talks. I know Triple H was interested.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he reached out to them or not, but Triple H was in fact interested in Beer Money. It's the bag, man. That's what it is. Yep, it's the bag. It's the bag. You can move it. If you move it, she'll go away. Just, I'm giving you a heads up. The cord I can't do much about, but the bag, that you can move. That should be good for now.
Sorry, I had interference there from
No.
Cheyenne's cat.
Yeah, just put the heat on me. Samoa Joe, would he fail or not?
I mean, I don't know at this point in his career. Like, he's not in. Like,
He's not young.
He's not young. I mean, he was never.
How old is Joe?
He's got to be about Punk's age, maybe mid-30s.
Oh, that's not bad.
I mean, he's also not in. Like, he was never in Ryback shape. But
Well, he's not in.
he's a lot heavier now than he was.
Yeah, he really. I don't know.
a few years back in like when he first started in TNA.
They will tell him to slim down.
Yeah.
They will tell him to cut
I mean,
that
if
shit out.
they made a big deal out of Chris Hero, they'll definitely not.
Nah, that was another sad one. Last piece of dirt before I issue my challenge.
Okay.
I'm going to issue my challenge to my co-host here. Mania matches being rumored. Out of everything you've heard this week, minus The Big Show versus the Yeti from WCW. What's your favorite match that's rumored?
Right now, Punk and Triple H. Let me see. I know right now Undertaker is kind of worried about working with Brock Lesnar.
I don't think that's Undertaker. I think it's officials.
Officials? But Undertaker said that he wants to work with Bryan.
That's not going to happen, but that'd be amazing. And I just see the tie-in with the Wyatt family, you know, coming off. I just see that whole tie-in. You know, him coming out like I'm a higher power than that. You know, you haven't conquered evil until you've conquered me.
Yeah.
You know, I just see that as such a tie-in to the Wyatt feud. It's not going to happen.
I mean, I know there's been a lot of rumors thrown around regarding like Hogan and Roddy Piper.
Yeah, what were the
There's
ones?
been like a few. There's
the three scenarios are Hogan Piper Legends match 1-on-1.
Hogan and I guess Cena or Babyface versus Piper and a heel.
Right, and then the 6-man of some sort was also on the list, I think.
Or one with Piper and Hogan against I think the Real Americans.
Against the Real Americans, and then there was Piper, Hogan, and blank Babyface against 3 blank heels. I mean, they could even do like the Real Americans and Zeb. That'd be kind of cool. You know, Dirty Dutch Mantle. You know, he hasn't been in a ring in I don't know how long, but you know, Dirty Dutch Mantel.
Like Piper, Hogan, and what, like Jimmy Hart or something?
No, you can't do. I mean, Jimmy Hart will probably be there regardless. But you know, if you guys don't know that Zeb Coulter is, you know, one of the biggest stars in Memphis and Smoky Mountain history, Dirty Dutch Mantel, you know, get on that right away. It's just so many rumors. It's so early. There's so many
hard,
questions.
I'm trying to figure out what's the best scenario as far as putting Hogan and Piper in the ring. Like, do you want to put them in a one-on-one match?
Oh, I don't think a one-on-one's a good idea at all.
Or
believe it or not,
do you want to put them on the same side when they're against another team? Like,
first of all, Piper.
I think the best scenario would have them with another partner, so like they can do most of the work.
Yeah,
kind of like when they would have like Snooki or Maria Menounos.
Yeah.
They have the workers do the work, and then they come in for their little spots. Like,
I mean, Piper and Hogan though are like mortal enemies on WWE TV. They're the only guys that I know top of my head that haven't kissed and made up. You know, so that's a tough situation for me as a fan. And then it's like Hogan can't bump.
So that's what I'm saying. You kind of
can't do the leg drop.
You have to do the Hogan in the face versus Piper in a heel.
He probably can't do the leg drop. You know,
unless they just go with my idea, which was just the Piper's
Even
pit.
though I have to say to Piper's credit, Piper did do very, very well against Jericho. At least better than I thought he was going to do.
I mean, that was also 5 years ago.
You know, yeah, that was 5 years ago. Age is a factor. Hogan and Piper are probably not touching a ring. You know, I know Piper's training his son Colt, but I don't think he's there bumping with him.
Piper and Colt versus Hogan and Nick.
No, they were gonna do Reed and Flair against Hogan and Nick at one point. No, Nick's never even been in the ring. Screw that, little bastard. I'm kidding. He's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
What other dirt has there been? There's also talk of when the Shield breaks up, having someone replace Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and it's not Tom Jones. It's another Welshman. It's Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan, you know, I thought he was cool when he was in Nexus. I thought he was the right replacement for that angle. I just hope he's not as green anymore. I mean, it's been how many years since Nexus?
About like 3 years.
So there's no room for him to be fucking bad. I mean, he's a big, impressive guy. Totally a great replacement on paper for Roman Reigns. I think it is time for him to come back to the main roster.
Yeah, he's been down in NXT for a while.
Getting better, obviously. You know, I did see a couple of his NXT matches. I don't see why he wouldn't do a bad job. I don't know what his finish would be, because, you know, you kind of do... When you have a guy that like Roman Reigns, that size, that build, and his spear, his finish has been established like that, you got to come in and hit that finish hard.
Well, I know he's also grown his hair out a lot, so he doesn't look as much like Batista anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with Batista coming back. I mean, maybe they also did want him to grow his hair out so he doesn't look like Batista.
Yeah. Mason Ryan's coming back, not Batista. Okay, I had to steal your joke. I mean, I don't see why that can't pan out well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when the Shield breaks up completely.
Yeah.
When all of those guys go individually. It's pretty much out there that Roman Reigns is going to be very, very fruitful. Dean Ambrose is U.S. champion. There's no reason why he can go backwards. Like we mentioned before the show, I feel like Tyler Black is going to get the short end of the stick, and then, you know, it'll be a while before he gains any momentum. I thought it would have been better if all those guys had singles titles.
Yeah.
But then it's like one of them won't get one. Because none of those guys could be WWE champion right now with the situation that we're in. Plus, they're still rookies on main TV. So it's tough. It's tough right now. So now I'm gonna have a challenge for you in the
Okay.
next segment. All right, I have here. I don't know if the audience can hear this. I have here a bunch of pieces of paper, all mixed and jumbled up. Every paper
Okay.
is the year 1987 to 2013.
Okay.
You have to choose whatever year you pick out of the paper bucket, okay? And you have to rebook that year's Royal Rumble. You have
There
to-
was a Rumble in 87?
the first one is 87.
Was that 88?
Is it Hacksaw is 87 or 88?
88.
Yeah, because
87 was the first Survivor Series.
Yes, you're right. So oh, you know why I always think that? I'm going to tell you why I always think that. Because what people don't know is the contract signing for the Hogan and Andre rematch happens on that show.
Okay.
A lot of people don't remember that, and I remember as a kid thinking that's the one for the
For
WrestleMania
Mania
3. So yeah, so if you pick up the 87 paper, it's 88, okay? So that's what you have to do, and you have to use the roster from that year,
Okay.
which, believe it or not, I have handy for you.
All
So
right.
that's it. We have to rebook that Rumble.
Alright.
All right, you could do
The Rumble match?
I'm gonna to make it a little. We're gonna do the Rumble match. You got to book the 30 guys in it. You got to book exactly. Make a challenge. You got to pick. Well, no, maybe not 30 guys in it. Pick whoever. Pick the first 2 guys. Make up what happens in the middle.
Okay.
Pick your final 4. Pick the winner, and then you got to book 3 matches.
Okay.
That seems fair. That seems more realistic for the time. Okay? So, when we come back, we're going to rebook the Rumble. And then, for old school themes, okay? Before we do our tribute to James Avery, okay? I'm going to do the Vince McMahon intro to the Rumble in my voice. You're going to play the Royal Rumble theme song in the back.
Okay.
Okay? Awesome. When we come back, we're going to rebook some Rumble. We'll be back. All right. It's time to rumble! It's time to rebook the Royal Rumble!
Okay, on this week's edition of 4 Life Podcast, the Rumble that I selected from the glass thing over there is Royal Rumble 2000, which was
A very good Rumble.
Yeah,
It's I'm a little upset that we're fucking with it.
that was, yeah, this was a tough one. The Rock won the Rumble, eliminating the Big Show, Triple H, and Cactus.
By the
Jack
way, Rock
fought-
touched first. I'm sorry.
Triple H and Cactus Jack fought in a street fight. Hardys and the Dudleys in a tables match.
Infamous.
Taz debuted against Kurt Angle. Intercontinental title, Hardcore Holly versus China versus Jericho. Tag titles, APA versus the Outlaws. Did I cover everything? And swimsuit competition.
And the swimsuit competition, which I left off because that's fine the way it is.
I rebooked it.
So I'm gonna go first. This was my idea. I did Outlaws versus Edge and Christian.
Okay.
I did that, and I went with the Outlaws going over. I did Jericho versus China as the final match in their feud in a cage. And I did Cactus and Triple H. I kept that the way it is. Street fight. Cactus wins. And then he gets retired the next month. And then we know the rest of the story. My Royal Rumble, my number 1 and my number 2. My number 1 is Kurt Angle. My number 2 is Taz. My final 4 is Taz, Rock, The Big Show, and either Billy Gunn or the Road Dogg. And Rock eliminates The Big Show.
Okay.
That's what I went with. To kind of keep with the storyline for that year. Because that was a good year. So I can't really fuck with it too much.
I decided to have fun with some of these. I put
Okay.
Taz debuting against China.
What?
This is Listen, I had a lot to drink last night. I made the Hardys.
Who won?
Huh?
Who won?
Taz.
Oh, okay. He didn't drink that much, obviously.
I made the Hardys and the Dudleys tables match number 1 contenders.
Okay.
And I kept the APA and the Outlaws.
Outlaws? Okay.
Okay, so I had the
3
Outlaws
matches.
go over. In the Divas competition, I had every diva except Mae Young show their tits. Triple H versus Foley, I made it like a 3 stages of hell, but
Okay.
3 stages of Foley, so he faces each of Foley's personas.
That's cool. Okay.
With Vince as the ref.
How do you get him to change?
He did it at the Rumble.
I'm guessing the first fall was Dude Love losing.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
For the Rumble, my number 1 was Angle.
Okay.
2, Jericho.
Okay.
Final 4 was Rock, Show, Angle, and Jericho.
Okay.
And 30 was The Rock.
Okay.
So I had just so Angle and Jericho could shine throughout the Rumble.
Right.
And then Rock wins. And that's about it.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Do you remember that in Mania 2000? It was Angle, Jericho, and Wild Pegasus. 2 out of 3 falls, so those 2 matches.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a good one. So every week until the Royal Rumble happens, we're gonna book a different Rumble here. I have every single Rumble from '88 and on. So that's gonna be interesting. You know, I'm waiting for '92 to come up because I'm just gonna go to town. I'm gonna go to town on the '90. What Rumble are you looking forward to rebooking?
95.
I knew it. One show you could do the '95 song in the back.
Okay.
Even if you get, you should get '95. I don't know.
Well, the roster was so slim at that point.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody was going to Atlanta. Oh no! Well, no. We still had '95. We still had 2 people.
Well, we had Diesel and Brett in the main event.
Oh yeah, Diesel, Brett, Taker, Michaels, Double J, Razor, Kid still there. Who's tag teams out here? Smoking Guns is still around. 95.
Owen and Yoko.
New Rockers, right?
No,
Leif Cassidy and Marty.
96, I think. I know Owen and Yoko became a team.
Yeah, Owen and Yoko, which
Bulldog.
is a great team. Bulldog, yeah.
Luger.
We don't get Vader till the following year.
Those still like Bundy, Mabel.
Bundy and Mabel, yeah. Is Mabel king yet?
No, he wins it.
He wins it that year, but not in January, obviously.
King. Jerry Lawler.
Jerry Lawler, yeah. DDS. Isaac Yankovic.
No, not yet. That was after King of the Ring.
Is that in summer?
Yeah, because he feuded with Brett that summer.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. They did.
Triple H hadn't debuted yet.
No, not yet. No Triple H yet. No.
Austin yet.
No Austin. No Triple H. No Mankind.
No Rock.
No Rock. It was a pretty slim.
Yeah.
Well, that was a tough time for both of them. Remember, because Turner's only got Hogan and Savage as their biggest names, plus the homebreds of Sting, Flair. The Steiners are there. Arn is still wrestling for another 2 years.
LOD there yet, or they were like between? LOD was there like a little later.
Either 94 or 95, one of the two, and they had the match against Booker T and was it Sting or Luger as Booker T's problem? Yeah.
Against the Main Event Mafia.
That's right. LOD, Main Event Mafia, and the LOD still went over. The biggest pop of all time. Folks, we are on the uncertain road to WrestleMania. Lots of questions to be answered. Be sure to tune in because they need advertisement. Be sure to tune in to Monday Night Raw, Old School Raw this Monday. You can follow us on all forms of social media. That's 4Life Podcast. That's Instagram, Twitter. Like us on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Why not? Ravishing Jones. That's at Ravishing Jones. Follow the Bosch Beanbag at
Boshington.
At Boshington. And when you listen to your podcast, you listen to it for life. We'll see you next week, wrestling fans. Stay tuned.
Well, I started this dance in my neighborhood. Now everybody's doing it because it feels so good. All you need is a partner that know how to move, and the rest is real easy. Just dig the groove. And when you get yourself started, it's hard to stop. You just go for your partners, you know what? And then you GRABTAGFCAKES. Oh, grab them, catch.
Oh, what's that all you do?
Grab them, catch.
And listen, I don't care what it takes.
Grab them, catch.
Oh, I feel when you do it to me.
Grab them, catch. Oh, yeah. This is the old talking to your mama. Live and it's sure enough living color. Well, you move to the left, then you move to the right, then you squeeze your partner with all your might, then you let your man loose, then you turn him on out, then you do your thing, just scream and shout, and when you get yourself started. started, it's hard to stop. You just go for your partners, you know what? And do your G-R-A-B-T-H-E-F-C-A-K-S. Oh, grab them cats. Grab them cats.
We don't care what it takes.
Grab them cats.
Feel when you do it to me.
Grab them cats. Oh, yeah. Oh, it sounds a little bit like the Wolfman again. No, but it's the dog, baby. 310 pounds and nothing but twisted, still a little bit of such a bill, baby. I'm barking at the moon. Get that left leg going, baby. And then your right. You got it. When you get yourself started, it's hard to stop. Just go for your partners, you know what? And do your G-R-A